Hello, my Stampin' friends. Good morning. I'm so excited to share these Matchbook cards with you. I've got two different ones to share. So I have one that's a side Matchbook and one that's, I don't know, I guess we'll call that the standard Matchbook. But yeah, it just has a little flap that's going to go underneath. Guys, these cards are so simple. And when we're creating cards, sometimes we just want something a little bit different. This is an easy different. Such an easy different. Well, is this going to pop open or is it going to be stubborn? There we go. Aren't those beautiful? We are going to be featuring a suite called Beautiful. What is it? Beautiful Gallery, I think. So give me a second. I'm going to flip myself around here. There we go. Let's get Christina on the screen. There she is. We don't have a Brenda today. No Brenda today. She is on the road again. She's heading to Oklahoma. So yeah, she's going to be here for a week. We've got a Stampin' Up event coming up this Saturday for demonstrators. So she's going to be here for that. And then the next weekend, I'm working with some other demonstrators. We're doing an in-person event for our teams. And so she's going to be here for that as well. We're so excited. So much going on. And and you know what? Next Friday is Creativate Retreat registration too.
Yes.
Early bird. You guys want those free Funfold tutorials, right? Yeah, there's a lot going on here in the next couple of weeks. So welcome, everyone. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm going to put on some eyeballs and let's see if I can read some comments. Sounds like everyone's having beautiful, beautiful weather. We've got Beverly here. Hi, Beverly. Linda and Kelly from Wisconsin. Judy says, hi, Connie. Hi, Christina. Hi. Judy, we're so glad you're here. Valerie says, Connie, Brenda, and Christina. Oh, Brenda's not here, but you know what? She's with us in spirit. She, like I said, she's on the road traveling here. And Bonnie says, watching while taking my lunch break at work. How awesome. You know what? I do that too. I turn on YouTube videos when I take my lunch break too. So, and V is here. Good morning, everybody. Carol and Anna, she's here from France. I love that she joins us every week here on our lives.
Also,
Katrina,
I just want the record to show.
Michigan. What?
Since I said for the record, since Brenda's not here, I am running comments on Facebook and YouTube. And because my laptop is giving me issues today, I have YouTube on my phone, Facebook on the iPad, and then our streaming recording service on my laptop. So I'm a little spread out.
Please.
So if I don't get to you, I apologize.
Be kind. And we won't have the measurements and things popping up on the screen. Brenda usually takes care of that. And with Christina trying to be at two different places at once, that will not be a thing today. But you guys know, free download, right? I'll tell you what, with that, I wanted to give everyone a chance to kind of get on live. So let's do a little flipperoo here. And there we go. Thank you, Christina. She's got me. Yep, we've got a free download that's going to go along with today's video. So as I always say, you don't need to write down anything. Enjoy yourself. Have fun watching the video. And when you're ready to recreate, you're going to have everything here. Christina just put the link to the free download there for you. And Trisha, hi from Wisconsin. I'm so glad you're here. And Faye from South Texas. Faye, I don't know what it's like in South Texas, but right now it is 82 degrees and I had to step outside and it felt like a sauna out there. Oh, I mean, I stepped out on the front porch to see if a package had arrived. I melted. I was a puddle by the time I came in. It's crazy. So hope everyone is beating the heat. So you're going to have your free download. You can just head over to simplysimplestamping.com after the video's over. It's about 11:45 that will post. So you can grab that there. Remember, you're going to have the photos. You're going to have the measurements, supply list. You can click or scan the QR code, either one. That's going to bring you right back here to YouTube. So if you need to watch the video again, that'll be there for you. And of course, I always have a way that you can order. So if you're in the United States, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Click this graphic or follow that link. Either way, it's going to take you to my online store and you'll see all the supplies we're using today. I wanted to say one quick thing before we get started. So Stampin' Up! Is having a really amazing sale right now on sweets. Anything that is in a sweet, it's buy one, get one half price. Friends, don't let friends miss a good deal, right? We don't let you miss a good sale. So actually what I'm using today is almost all, well, really it is all from the Beautiful Gallery suite. So you could order the suite, or you could order, like this one has 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets. So let's say you wanted both these bundles. You could order one bundle and you're going to get the other one at half price. Guys, this is a beautiful bundle. I mean, look at this paper. Holy moly. I do want to make one comment though. So like, okay, because I love you and I want you to get most bang for your buck. If you were to order these and then you put on paper, well, what's going to happen is you're going to pay full price for these, and then you're going to get the paper at half price. So think before you buy that you may, make sure you're kind of get, like I said, I want you to get the most bang for your buck. So we're going to be using a lot. We're going to be using the stamp sets, and we're going to be using the dies from the Galleries Bloom, and we'll be using this paper. But I wanted to make sure you guys knew there is a good sale out there. Never want you to miss that. Okay, let's jump in with our first card. So this is my side matchbook card, and it's just beautiful using, I got a little goober there, using that beautiful, beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. All right, so I'm going to tuck that back in there, maybe. You know what? There we go. It's just being a little stubborn, and that is on me. This is the one I made for my reel today. You guys probably see my reels from time to time. Let's jump in. We're going to start with our card base. So I got a basic white thick, and that is 5 1/4, a little bit different, 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. And with that 8 1/4 up at the top, you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch and 4 3/4 of an inch. So let me kind of show you, because you are going to want to really crease this good with your bone folder. One thing about this matchbook card, you really want the matchbook part. See how it's kind of sticking up? You really, really want to crease that good. It needs to really be down. Okay. So that's your base. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Beautiful Gallery 6x6 Designer Series paper. Now we're going to do a little cutting. All right. So I'm going to bring in my paper cutter. And the first thing we're going to do, so to me, this is what is the top, because that's the direction my card is going. I need to cut 3/4 of an inch off the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to turn that around. I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch off the bottom. Now, putting it right back up, we're going to cut this to, making sure I'm doing this right, oops, that's a scoring blade. Try again. 3 1/4 inches. And then we're going to do a 1/2 inch, little 1/2 inch piece. And that's going to leave us with 2 inches. Oh, nope, I do need to trim a little bit more. I think I'll trim off this other side. So cut this one down to 2 inches. So yeah, we're going to have a little sliver there. Now, this 2-inch piece, it's good to go. I'm going to set that off to the side. But these 2 pieces, the 3 1/4 and the 1/2 inch, I need to trim it down to 5 inches to fit on my card. And so you just pick whatever ends you want. We're going to cut just a little sliver off of that. All right, we are done paper trimming. Yay. Let's bring in our card base, and got to find my adhesive, and we're going to add this to our card. Oh, I need to tell you one quick thing. So this is the side that's going to be near my my matchbook. You're going to want adhesive all the way down that, because did you notice how, it was kind of catching? We don't want our paper, and that's exactly what happened. Do you see? The paper, we don't want the paper to catch. So let's make sure that we get adhesive all the way down that side. And the other side, it's not as crucial. But we just don't want that to get caught on our little matchbook. All right. We're going to add that to the front of our card, my friends. We're going to take this 1/2 inch piece. It's going to adhere onto this side. Okay. And I got a few tricks up my sleeve for making this matchbook stay open. So stick with me. I'm going to teach you stuff. Okay. So, you know what? The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my card base to a piece of Mossy Meadow. And my Mossy Meadow is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I loved layering these and having, doesn't that little layer just, I don't know, I just think it makes the card so much more impressive. All right. So we had some extra designer series paper. And I also have a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 2 inches by 5 1/4. I wanted to bring in the fancy border dies. I love to create with fancy borders. They're one of my favorite little things. Whenever Stampin' Up! Comes out with a border die set, it's one of the first things on my list. So what I'm going to do is, now you can, line it up, but to be real honest, we only need a little bit. I'm going to line that up. I'm just going to put it in the center of that Mossy Meadow. Just do your best to line it up top to bottom so that your little point is in the center. You're going to run that through your machine. It's going to look a little something like that. Okay. I'm going to put some adhesive down the side of that. And we're going to lay, remember this piece we didn't cut down. It's 5 1/4 by, what is it? Is it 2 inches? Yep, 2 inches. So you could decide how much of the border you want to show. We're going to add this to the inside of our card. And you can put it kind of wherever you want. If you want it right up against that, I'm going to bring it down. Again, because of my little matchbook, we just don't want anything to get caught. But that dresses up the inside, right? Let's do some stamping. We got some easy stamping to do here. I've got a Mossy Meadow ink pad. And I also have a little piece. Oh, this is a tiny little piece. What have we got? This is a 1 3/4 by 3/4. So it is little. This is the greeting on the front. And so this is from the Beautiful Motifs stamp set, and great sentiments in this one. Really great sentiments and beautiful fonts as well. We're going to stamp that right there on that little piece of basic white. Now this is going to be folded down. Okay. So I'm going to hold it there because I want to center this. If I tried to center it now, it's going to be off center. So just kind of fold that little flap down. I'm here for you always. Perfect, perfect sentiment. And friends, guess what? It's already time to put this card together. It is just that fast. So what I'm going to recommend is that you use Stampin' Dimensional bones for this, okay? I tried doing it with Stampin' Dimensionals, and it does work. Don't get me wrong, it works. But I think the bones work better. So I'm just going to take one of my bones here, and I'm going to put it right there along. I'm just going to kind of make sure. Yep, that's perfect. I just don't want the edge of my matchbook to touch that. So we're going to line it up here down by the score line. Okay, I'm going to kind of, oh, scissors, where did you go? There you are, way over there. And I'm just going to give that a little trim. I love using my Stampin' Dimensional bones. They're one of my favorite things. I don't like to waste. And oops, I'm a little bit long, but that's okay. We'll just trim. Come here. Boom. Okay. So we're going to give that a little press. Let's peel off our backings. We're going to fold that over. Press, press, press. If you're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, you're just going to want dimensionals all the way down. I found when I just tried to put like 4, this wanted to keep popping up. So that's why I really prefer the Stampin' Dimensional bones. All right, we're going to tuck our card in. Beautiful. I have got a little piece of Mossy Meadow here, and this is a 2" by 1". I'm going to add that. You're going to add it wherever you kind of have, like I have a little dead space here, so that's why I'm going to put mine down here. We'll add that. Katie says, coming in late from Kentucky. Girl, you're never late. We're so glad you're here. I'm going to take my pretty little greeting, put that right there. You know, I have to add a little something extra, right? I'm going to use linen thread. I think that looks so beautiful with this. The suite does come with a great ribbon, but I just for this card, it was a little overpowering, and I think I wanted something a little bit lighter. I'm going to take a mini glue dot. I'm just going to kind of lightly roll it into a ball. You don't want to de-stickify it too much, okay? So don't roll it for too long, but we need that to be small so we can add a little linen thread bow right there. And friends, boom, boom, boom. Such a fun card and just a little unique, right? It's a simple extra fold to make a matchbook card. Why not, right? So I love this one. I love this paper. Beautiful stamp set as well. All right, friends, give me just a second. I'm going to get my next set of stamps and things. So I gotta clear. All right. Now for this card, I'm going to use the Gallery Blooms stamp set. And if I can find it.
Quick question while you're looking.
Yes. Yeah.
Carrie wants to know, would foam adhesive strips work?
Yes. Yes, they would. Absolutely. The reason I didn't use them, I know some people don't always have all of those, and I am really big into upcycling whatever I can, and so I use these. But yes, absolutely, foam adhesive strips would be awesome. 100%. Good question. Thank you. On the Gallery Blooms, we're going to use the die that goes along with this flower. All right, so we'll be using that one. Let's jump in. Remember, this card is going to open on the bottom. Now, I say, let me find my card here. I say it's going to open on the bottom, but you could always make it open on the side this way. Okay, you can change these around. So don't get stuck in it. Has to be one way. It's just really where I put my images. All right. So for this card, I'm going to be using Basic Beige. And this is 4 inches by 10 3/4. My scoring, let me flip that around. My scoring is at 1 inch and at 6 1/4. Okay, there's the bone folder. Let's give these a good crease, just like that other one. Really make sure your matchbook one is good and creased. I'm off just a little bit there. There we go. All right. I'm going to do some stamping on this with a Basic Beige ink pad. Let me grab some grid paper because I'm going to need something underneath me. We are going to stamp all over this panel, and I don't know if you can see it. It's really light, but boy, it makes a difference. Okay, we're going to stamp these flowers on this background. So we're going to take dimensional pieces everywhere. We're going to take this little cluster of 2 flowers and our Basic Beige. But here's the thing. If I were to stamp Basic Beige on here, it's very dark, and I don't want it to be that dark. I want this to be nice and subtle. That's pretty dark. So I'm stamping off. This is going to be adhered down, so I'm not at all worried if I go up and over that, okay? And we're just going to kind of fill in. Just make sure you stamp off each time. Like I said, I know it's hard to see on camera, but in person, wow, what a... Oh! I can't talk and stamp, you guys. Okay. I can't fix it. Oh, well, we're going to go on.
That's okay. We're all human. We
You
all
know
make
what?
mistakes.
And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go for it. I mean, what do you do? So we've got some light ones and some dark ones. It's all good. We'll make anything work. We are paper crafters. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Okay. Yeah, we'll
actually, I think it would be we are stampers. Tap, 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 tap,
tap, tap, tap. Very true. Very true. I love it. All right. We're going to get creative. You know, this is what we do. Stampers make mistakes and we go, let's see what we can do. Maybe it'll turn out great.
Robin said she likes the two-tone.
Okay, great. See, I meant to do that. Really? No, I can't even tell you that. Okay, so there is our very creative matchbook. I'm going to bring in, I've got just, this is a piece of scrap, 4 1/4 by 3/4 of Pretty in Pink. And because I'm madly in love with the borders, you don't have to use these. You could do a little torn edge if you didn't have a border die, or you could just leave it. Torn edges are also very pretty. But I'm going to take this die and I'm going to put it also right in the middle. And when I die cut it, I want you to see you actually kind of get 2 pieces. So this one, you'll get 2 cards. So that's kind of nice. We're going to add this here at the edge of our matchbook. Guys, I think I'm actually going to do some multi-purpose glue. This is very thin. And it is a 1/4 inch longer than my actual matchbook. Sometimes when I'm dealing with little things like this, you know, it's really easy to line up one side. And then sometimes I'll just struggle with getting it perfectly straight, or did I cut it perfectly straight? You guys know what I'm talking about. There's nothing worse than realizing you're like, eek, you're that much too short. We'll take our scissors. So I'd rather trim off the extra than for it to be too short. But I think that looks really nice. Before I put my matchbook together, we're going to do a little stamping here. And we're going to come in now with a gray granite ink pad. We're going to do our flowers. And then this is for the inside of my card. So in gray granite, oh, you know what? I'm going to stamp. I'm here for you. I got to clean this because right now it has mossy meadow on it. So let's get that cleaned up.
I asked everyone, raise your hand if you've ever made this mistake, and we're getting a lot of hands. So yeah. You are not alone.
Oh, girl, I know we've all done that one. Woo! All right, we're going to stamp. Make sure, yes, we're going to stamp. I'm here for you always. It's a perfect sentiment, right? I'm going to take, I don't know, my flower people. Tell me what kind of flower this is. I'm not a flower. Well, I love to stamp flowers. I can't grow them to save my life. I'm telling you, I'm horrible. I don't know what those are called. To me, I look at it and I think it looks like baby's breath. So I don't know. We're also going to take our great big floral image, kind of the main image here. This is some basic beige. This is, by the way, this was very vanilla. 3 3/4 by 5. This is a basic beige, 2 3/4 by 4.5. And we're going to stamp that. Gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's do some coloring. I love to color. And I didn't love to color until we got Stampin' Blends. Now I love to color. So I've got a soft seafoam dark. And I'll come over here and I'm just going to make sure I'm there in the camera. I'm just dotting on a little bit of soft seafoam. Okay.
We've got a couple people saying they think it's Queen Anne's lace flower.
Queen Anne's lace. I think you're right because Stampin' Up! Used to have a stamp set called Queen Anne's lace. Thank you guys. You're the best. Oh, I appreciate that so much. I've got Bubble Bath. You could also use Pretty in Pink, either one. I'm going to use Bubble Bath. I'm going to start with the dark. And I don't know if Queen Anne's lace is pink, but mine is. I'm just going to kind of dot a little bit of the dark. And then I will come in with the light. And I'm just going to kind of blend that together. Nothing fancy. All right. I like to kind of sometimes I keep my Stampin' blending to the minimal. I like that. I'm going to adhere that on the inside of my card, but let me go ahead and color in my big image. So we've got some leaves. We'll get those. This again is the dark soft sea foam. If you wanted to do the light and the dark and do some blending, please feel free. I just, like I said, sometimes I just kind of like to use my blends just to color. I'm not looking to add a lot of detail in that. So there's a little bit of stem right there. Okay. Now I'm going to color all my flowers here with the light. I'll tell you what, just for the sake of time, how are we doing on time? Oh, yeah, we're getting a little tight here. So I'm going to color it with the light. I'm going to come in with the dark. We'll color in the middle. And do you see, I'm just sort of, I don't know, sort of dotting on just a little bit of the dark. And then I can come in and blend that just a little bit more. See, that does some beautiful, beautiful blending. So, whoops, I will, you know what? We're just going to go for it. So we'll color in light. And I'm a huge fan of Stampin' blends. They leave no marker lines. I just think they're gorgeous. And like I said, then we can just come in, add a little extra here. There's just, you know what, I think that's what I like about them. There's no right or wrong. It just adds beautiful detail, and you can come in and just blend those together. What do you think? I absolutely love it. We do have the matching die, of course. So we're going to die cut that from our basic beige. And through the magic of television, I have one ready for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and put our card together. And get my Stampin' seal here.
A couple of people said that Queen Anne's lace is typically a vanilla color, but Carrie said, and this is a cool thing, I've seen people do this with flowers. You cut it and put it in water with the desired color of food coloring, and it absorbs that water and changes the color. That's how you will end up with like blue roses.
Who said that?
That was Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie. That's exactly what I did. I put it in water with red food coloring because I wanted mine to be pink. All right. So we've got the inside of our card. Let's go ahead and we're going to grab some of our dimensional bones. Now this one, I want you to see, we have a lot of room. Honestly, mine's just, it can almost go right in the middle. I'm going to put the flat side to the middle. It does, I don't think it really matters which way. Let me grab another one. I just need a little tiny bit here. So maybe about that much. So we'll put this one right here. Ooh. Yep, I made it. All right. Make sure you have the inside of your card adhered down before you put your matchbox together. Matchbook, not matchbox. We'll put that down. We'll close it up. I have got dimensionals, some large ones and some minis all over my flower. And I'm going to add that right here. Now, I'm going to bring in my original card if I can. Oh, wait, we've got to add a layer. Let's add a layer. This is why I said it did not matter. If you stamped and went off the edge, no one will see it. We're going to add this to a soft sea foam 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Again, It just gives it a really nice layer. Now I'm going to have to make one change. Let's see if I can, I'll find a way. You know, I will. I'm going to bring in my gray granite. This is what you do when you have Stampin' Boo-Boos, right? Normally I'd stamp my thinking of you right here, but because I messed up my stamping, I cannot do that. So creativity for the win. I am going to, well, first, because I'm going to use that flower, make another card. Let's do that. We will put that right there. Man, I'm telling you, I will not let a mistake win the game. We'll trim off that. Looks like I need a little bit more here at the bottom or on the side. Everything's got a creative opportunity. Oh, friends, if you only knew how many times I made errors. How about we do this with some Stampin' Dimensionals? Except I only have some bones, so we'll do just a little strip. Creative opportunities. All right. What does Bob Ross say? Just make a happy little tree. All right. We'll put our thinking of you there. I'm going to.
We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Happy little accidents.
And I know that because I have a giant poster of that quote in my office.
I'm going to put, you know, because of my happy little accident, I'm going to put my little linen thread bow over here. Where's my original card? There it is. Just so you can see what it was supposed to look like. I put it here on the flower itself, but you can do either way. There you can see I just stamped thinking of you, but honestly, it's not too bad. I think I like the lighter better. I don't want this to overpower. It is what it is, right? But I think it's a really great card. I love this. I love just the uniqueness of the Matchbook. Matchbook. See, am I going to say Matchbook or Matchbox? It is a Matchbook. There we go, friends. Okay, 2 cards featuring, remember, we're featuring the beautiful gallery suite. And through the end of June, that is a buy one, get one. My screen just went black. Hi, I'm back. Through the end of June, it is a buy one, get one 50% off. So if you buy this suite and maybe you've had your eye on another suite, you get the lower price suite half price. I want you guys to get half price stuff. I mean, I would never want you to have anything but that. All right. Don't forget, free download, simplysimplestamping.com, so that you guys can have that to recreate these cards. Kelly says beautiful cards. Thank you.
We do have a quick question from Valerie O'Donoghue. Do they stand up? How do they stand?
No, they do not.
Okay.
They do not. You could either put a stand on the back, but I mean, can I tell you, I have a card. This is here. This is all I have in front of me. But I've seen people just put it on their mantle that way and just lean it. But yes, Matchbook cards will not stand up on their own. They're just not designed that way. Good question. And I know cards that stand are important, but this is one, you know, because I have people that send me cards that I display, and many of them I do just lean up against, like I have a little stack of books and they're leaning there. So let's see. Is the deal good for the new suites? Any suites in the Stampin' Up! Store? Any suites? Okay, so good question, Mary. But just go to the Stampin' Up! Website, and you can filter and just look for the suites. And yeah, but just remember, it's always going to be the lower price thing. So I wouldn't want you to order a suite and then a ribbon that came with a suite, and then you get the ribbon at half price, you know, especially if you were buying more than one suite. So just kind of watch that. You'll see Stampin' Up! Will show you in the online store at the checkout. You'll see what your discounted item will be. So again, just helping you out here. Just, kind of look at things and make sure you're getting the best deal. Remember, you also get Stampin' Rewards as well. So if your order is $20 or more, you're going to get 10% of that order to use on your next order. So there's always that. Barbara says, just got on. They look great. I'll have to watch the replay. Please do, Barbara. I hope that you guys like the cards. Thank you all so much. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to my YouTube members, all my fabulous members. I'm going to attempt to show you all of my incredible members here, and a huge stamping supporters. You guys are so great. Just giving me a tip just to say thank you. These are my Funfold friends. They love getting the diagrams. They love getting Tuesday tips early and getting the Thursday download early. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. And many of you, I see your names and you are live today. My Fancy Fold fanatics, you guys are awesome. Now, these are the ladies that love to get I'll get it right. These are the ladies that love to get the written tutorials. So if you're one that like written tutorials, you might just head over. Just click the join button. You can read about the 3 tiers and see if one of those excites you. We'd love to have you. So thank you guys. Brenda Bennett. Hey, Brenda, so glad to be here. You're here. Let's see. We've got Jamie Watts. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Tons of you. V says, we love everything. Oh, thank you so much. Well, Christina, thanks for being here and
of course
playing double duty today.
Of course. All of my screens.
Yeah, I know you are. And then she's freezing up as well. It's been a weird internet day. Yeah, weird internet day. This happens. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. We'll be back next Thursday, and Brenda will be live here in Oklahoma City, which is going to be really fun. Why is my camera doing this?
Guess that's our sign that it's time to end.
I think so. It's going, hey, you've been on long enough. Shush. Okay. Yep. I guess it's that time. Friends, thank you all so much. Love you. We'll see you next time.